My name is MJ Barrett. I'm not professional, please seek a professional if you need help. Recently, a new item has been introduced into the game, the supply drop. This item is a box that drops from the sky and contains supplies such as armor, accessories, gold, and much more. This box is dropped in the middle of a battlefield where players have to fight in order to obtain what's inside the box for themselves. Now there's different rarities of supply drops and they each spawn in different locations, starting from the lowest rarity, the common supply drop. These supply drops only spawn in the African server in regions such as Nigeria, Wakanda, and South Africa. Then the next to the common is the rare supply drop. These supply drops only spawn in the South American servers in regions such as Brazil, Mexico, and Spanish. Coming next to the rare supply drop is the epic supply drop. These supply drops only spawn in the European servers such as England, Britain, and the United Kingdom. Finally, the last rarity of supply drop is the legendary supply drop. Now contrary to popular beliefs, these supply drops only spawn in the Antarctic server, which only has one region, the polar region. Now to get into these countries, they each have their own dangers, especially if you're looking to obtain these supply drops. So I advise you to be careful because in the South American server, if you decide to take a trip to Mexico, there's a possibility that you may end up getting kidnapped, robbed of your loot, or you may end up in a crossfire that could become fatal. Now let's say you decide to take a trip to the African server. You may quickly come to realize that you might have a problem, as you will be quickly met with African attack dogs that are guarding the supply drop, as well as other players that are also looking to get the supply drop as well. Not only that, but the African region can be very hot sometimes, and you'll find yourself taking off your armor in order to regain your temperature, especially in regions like Nigeria. The Antarctic server. This server isn't as easy to get into, as you have to fend off polar bears and all sorts of creatures that may have stronger armor and strength than you. On top of that, they are much more agile than you, and they too as well are also defending the supply drop. Also, the temperature in this server isn't very desirable either, so players have to take a potion that immunes them from the frost DOT that farming in the polar region can cause. And it can get so cold that even sometimes your armor may not be able to defend you against the server DOT. This is why the legendary supply drop only spawns in the Antarctic server. Now for the European server, as soon as you spawn into the server, luckily no one will be defending the supply drop, leaving it vulnerable for other players to grab at the opportunity. Unfortunately, players in Europe are armed as well. Although not being as lethal as guns, you'll be quickly met with players wielding all types of blades, from the knife, to the swords, to the kanatas, to the katanas. So I advise you, if you want to counter this, bring a gun.
My name's Jeff. MJ, what loot will I get from the supply drop?
Well, the loot pool in each supply drop is randomized, and there's a percentage chance of which item can be dropped. For the common supply drops, black and white t-shirts give a 2% increase on your health when equipped, and have a 70% chance of being dropped. Footwear such as sandals and slides give a 1.5% increase on agility, and have a 80% chance of being dropped. Weapon camos don't give any added bonuses, and have a 40% chance of being dropped, but will only drop the copper, blue, and green camo. Lastly, for each supply drop open, you will receive up to 1 to 999 gold and random attachments and bullets. The rare supply drop. You can expect a jumper and a turtleneck that gives a 4.3 increase on health, 0.2 on agility, and have a 70% chance of being dropped. Footwear such as wingtips and Chelsea boots give a 3.3% increase on agility and have a 50% chance of being dropped. Weapon camos have a 50% chance of being dropped, but comes with all colors from the rainbow, and each rare supply drop opened, you receive up to 999 to 2999 gold and random attachments and bullets. For the epic supply drop, you can expect Balenciaga, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton shirts, along with Amiri and True Religion jeans that give a 9% increase on health and have a 65% chance of being dropped. You can also expect footwear such as Louis Vuitton red bottoms, Dior high top sneakers, and Balenciaga trainers that will give a 6.7 increase on agility and have a 40% chance of being dropped. And for the weapon camos, you can expect to obtain bronze, copper, silver, and aluminium camos, and have a 60% chance of being dropped. And each rare supply drop open, you will receive up to 2999 to 5000 gold and premium attachments and special bullets for random guns. Finally, with the legendary supply drop, you can expect leather suits with tailored bottoms that give a 17% increase on health, as well as a bulletproof vest that comes with cargo pants that give a 35% increase on health, but while equipped, slows you down a little and have a 30% chance of being dropped. Footwears that can be dropped are Nike Air Mags and top graded military boots. These both give a 17% increase on agility and has a 30% chance of being dropped. Weapon camos you can expect are emerald, diamond and gold camos that gives a 60% increase and has a 70% chance of being dropped. And each rare supply drop open, you'll receive up to 5,111 to 20,000 gold. And instead of attachments for guns, you have a 12% chance of getting a random gun. In conclusion, this has been a great video.